Please. What's going on with your family? You are now tuned in to another live recording of your favorite live recorded show, which is No Cap, with yours truly, Casey and Parrish. And this is the knowledge and wisdom of Casey and Parrish. That's what No Cap stands for. It's KNOWKAP, and all those letters is capital. You hear you? What's up with my partner, man? Welcome to another episode.
Birthday weekend.
Oh yeah, happy born day. As we were signing off on the last episode, I believe it was on Thursday, and it went into midnight your time, East Coast time, and it was actually your born day, your as they say, New Year, your personal New Year.
Yeah. Man, I ain't even doing that. I went out to eat with moms and my son and my mom.
Oh, that's what's up.
Went and kicked it with my family members yesterday. Got a little too drunk some Don Hennessy.
Don Hennessy. What is Don Hennessy?
Some Don Julio and some Hennessy.
Mixed with Hennessy?
I mean, they wasn't initially mixed. They mixed up in the body.
They got mixed down somewhere after they passed through the esophagus.
Man, yeah. Man, thank you. Yeah, man, we had we had a good time though, bro. I was faded. I got to work this morning and was like, listen.
So that was Saturday. That was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That was yesterday. It was cool though. It was cool, man. Had a good little time. I got home about 12 o'clock. Went to work this morning, man. Stomach wasn't feeling right. I went to these people's house. I was like, listen, I know y'all moving. And I'm glad y'all moving, but I'm feeling like Pops from Friday right now.
This dude.
I know them people was like, I'm glad we moving because this nigga ain't right.
This dude gonna go to their house.
Hey, I was watching the Raiders game today.
Yeah.
Very disappointed, brother.
Oh, they lost?
To Carolina.
0-2? They lost to 0-2?
No. Yeah, we lost to the 0-2. We lost to Carolina.
0-2 Panthers. They were supposed to win that game.
Carolina switched out the quarterback at the last minute. They went from Bryce Young to Andy Dalton. And they gave up 3 first-round picks, bro, to get Bryce Young. This dude's second week in this new year, and they benched him and put in Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton came in here and beat us. And
Andy Dalton was one time the Bengals franchise quarterback.
He franchised our ass.
He came back. Yeah, he was a starting QB.
He 5-0 against us, bro. He 5-0 against us.
Well, there you have it.
He just tore our ass, bro. The score was 36-22, and that was some garbage time touchdown we just got.
See, there you go.
Horrible, bro.
Andy Dalton was a starting quarterback in the league for a reason for a long time.
Yeah, he whooped our ass. We looked horrible, and I'm really not appreciative of the ass whooping that we just took today. Pay the running backs. Pay the running backs, nigga. Every running back on our team right now can get fired.
Well, you should have kept the one that you had when you could have kept him and paid him.
We offered him the money. He didn't want it.
No.
We offered him the money. He didn't want it. He wanted to go to Green Bay. And they not even running the fool out there.
You didn't offer him the money that he wanted. And now you talking about you need some damn now you talking about you need a running back. Ain't that about nothing?
Thank you. You said we need another running back?
No, now you talking about you need another running back after you was talking all that mess about the running back.
No, look, how about this though, man? I'm in there with a whole bunch of Frisco fans. It was a house divided last night. It was Frisco and Raiders.
Yeah.
And the lady
Frisco, for any of y'all that's in another state that don't know, that's San Francisco, California. He is not talking about Frisco, Texas. Go ahead.
No. Y'all have nothing that we want. Man, and I was talking super junk. I'm going, man, nigga, we got the defense, nigga, we gonna tear y'all ass. I'm talking big boy. Man, we got spanked. And then I looked at the Rams game playing the Niners. and of celebrating the mother because she's the one that gave birth. You get
Yeah.
mom.
So I started a tradition, not to cut you off and remember your thought, but I'm gonna explain to you what that statement was. I started a tradition in my family where we celebrate the mothers on the born day because the mothers gave birth, even though it's called birthday. The mothers gave birth. The child was born, and so the child's what we do is we have the child your mother and you do something that is celebratory for your mother, something special. It could be you get her something that's her fate, whatever, but you do something in recognition for the mother, and we still celebrate the child too, but it's the born day for the child, the birthday of the mother, so we recognize and celebrate the mother. That's something I started a few years back. That's what they talking about, but go ahead.
What I was saying, hold on.
You was talking about football, and you was talking about how you was wrong about the running
Oh
backs
yeah.
and that you are
So
apologizing to everybody for being so wrong about the running back.
I tried to I started watching the Niners game because I'm talking big boy to the Niners fans, and so after we was losing, I turned to the Niners game,
Niners game. They got scraped.
and they was winning.
They was winning,
They was
but they
winning
end up
down to
losing.
like the last minute. They was winning, and I
Yeah,
was
well, that hurt.
hoping, I was damn
That
near
hurt more.
praying that
You was
they
hating.
lost.
You was
Hmm?
hating. You was
Hmm?
hating. That's what you mean. You hating.
Yeah, call it whatever you want. I'm a hater.
That's what you.
I'm a
That's
hater.
what
I
you
ain't
was
care.
doing.
I went and I was hoping they lose.
Yeah.
Because and then after we lost and they lost, then I text Buddy. I was like, "Hey, good loss today."
Good loss today.
Cause look, I can't let our team lose, and then we
I can't
already
laugh.
right. Hey, we lost, and then
Yeah.
they win, and I was talking junk. It only made me feel better when we all lost together.
The Raiders should be 2-1 right now with a winning record because they should have beat Jack. That was a very beatable team, but Andy Dalton came to do his thing and he did it. Um, but what do you feel? Here's a question.
Go for it.
What do you feel about when people say I root for both because I'm from the Bay versus pick a side?
Here's the thing, though. If it came down to the Super Bowl and the Raiders ain't in it, I'm gonna run with Frisco, just because it's a Bay thing.
Yeah,
But
but
if it comes down to it, and we
you a Raiders fan. Yeah,
got to know it,
yeah,
I'm on your
yeah,
helmet. But
yeah.
when if
But if you can bring a championship to the Bay, I'm go ahead and bring that championship to the Bay.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like that, But I don't know.
It's probably like that for like a lot of like New York. New York got a lot of teams, and they probably pick a side. But if New York bring the championship home, I'm sure one of the other New York squads they ain't sitting up there like, man, fuck that New York. They rocking with it because it's all New York. So metro,
hey,
a lot of big metropolitan areas have multiple. You know what I'm saying?
we
Teams.
supposed we supposed to have a special guest for y'all tonight. We don't know where she at, but it's gonna. It might be good. It might be bad. But listen.
It might be good. It might be bad.
It
We
might be good, it
digressing.
might be bad, but don't worry, because I got a topic for y'all today. Y'all gonna trip out on me, but
We
watch this. But
Casey is bringing a special guest today. I don't know who the person is. He has a topic that he is super juiced about. I don't know what the topic is.
nah, I
So
asked her
this is
yesterday.
live and uncut,
She
just
said
like when
that
they do the.
she said that she was going. She said the one that she should have been on was the one that we just did the other day when we was asking, "Is love enough?"
I mean, well, we can ask many of questions. I got, it don't matter what it is, and I'm sure your topic is going to be something. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but let me give y'all a trivia question for the day. Let's go here. Let's go here. Who has the better singing movie? I don't know if I'm saying it right, so I'm gonna say these movies right here. The Five Heartbeats.
Oh, I'll get you.
It say I try. It say I can't go live with the channel.
It might be. See, I don't know if more than one person can come on. I got to figure that out. Let me call my tech people. Hold on. Let me see what we got going on.
All right, you do that. You do that. I'm gonna ask you a trivia question. The Five Heartbeats, The Temptations. Um, I don't even know another movie. I'm just gonna go with them, right? What's another movie, P, where they be singing in it? We like the
What you
singing
said?
group.
The Five Heartbeats, the Temptations.
Yeah, the Five
It
Heartbeats,
got
The
to be groups.
Temptations.
It got to be a group.
Nah, the movie groups. The
No, I'm
movie.
saying so it has to be a group, right?
Huh? Yeah, it can be a
It
group of
has to be a
just.
group.
I'm going with the five. Yeah, I would go with the Five Heartbeats too, because
The Five Heartbeats, the
the Five
Temptations.
Heartbeats, The Temptations. What's
Five
another?
Heartbeats is make believe though, but
It's make
um,
believe, but it ain't.
the Five Heartbeats, the Temptations. What's another one for the
That
group?
say what's love got to do with it? That's Tina.
New Edition.
Oh, and the New Edition movie. So which one
New
the better
Edition.
one?
The
Oh,
Jackson
Cadillac.
Five. No, Jackson Five.
I thought about the Jackson Five. Look, it's Cadillac Records, good movie, but they ain't really singing in Cadillac Records. That's more Muddy Waters
Jackson Five.
and Howlin' Wolf. Jackson Five, yeah. Cause yeah, you can't beat Eddie Kane.
Eddie
Yeah,
Kane is a cold. Well,
man. Listen, so if the Five Heartbeats was real, would they be bigger than New Edition? Would they be bigger than 112? Would they be
bigger than 112.
bigger
They
than Drew
probably be
Hill?
bigger.
Would they
They
be
probably
bigger
be
than
bigger.
Joe? Would they be
They
bigger than
probably
the OJs? Would the Five Heartbeats be bigger than OJs? Or bigger than New Edition? You know what I mean?
they probably be bigger than I mean they would be bigger than 112 and Drew Hill, but I don't know.
Hey, hey. So I'm gonna ask this question for y'all in the comments. I spoke to somebody about it earlier. I don't know if our guest can get on or not. Here's the
I'm trying to
question.
figure it out. They might have to just hop in the chat because I'm trying to figure it out live. Hold on. Go ahead. What's the question?
Here's the question. How many of y'all know it's a Bible question? Because this is where I'm gonna go today. Today is Women's Day. So salute to all the women. Salute to all the women, mothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, nieces, daughters. How many of y'all know Lot's wife name from Sodom and Gomorrah? Do you know it, P? Lot's
I don't
wife.
even I don't even know who Lots is.
You don't know who Lot is?
Mm-mm.
All right, in Sodom and Gomorrah, and this is Genesis. In Sodom and Gomorrah, you heard of Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
Absolutely. But I'm
Okay.
sure people in the chat know, and it's about to pop up in 3, 2, 1. But go ahead.
Right. It ain't gonna pop up because nobody know the name, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit.
I bet you they do. I bet
Okay.
you. I know 2 people in this chat that know the name. But go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna wait for it. All right.
If one of them is if
Don't
one
worry
of them
about
is
it.
on here,
Don't worry
if
about
one
it.
of them is on here, he
I'm finna.
he definitely. But go ahead.
Don't worry about it. So Sodom and Gomorrah, we know the angels came down. The angel. I heard a cold message today, so I want to share this message with y'all. And the message, the message is this: Sodom and Gomorrah, uh, the
Hmm.
land of sin, right? Pretty much what we living in right now. So God said, he told Lot, I'm going to send my angels down there to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot said, no, don't destroy it. God said, Adel and Edith, or Edith. Neither one of them is Lot's wife, but don't worry, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So he said, if you can find me 100 people, I'll spare the city. He said, I can't find 100 people. He said, well, if you find me 50, I'll spare the city. He said, I can't
Hmm.
find 50. He said, well, find me 20. He said, I can't find 20. He said, well, hell, find me 10. I can't find 10. He said, yeah, get your family because I'm finna send my angels down there to destroy it.
Mm.
So, nope. I got you. I got you.
What happened?
She said, is it Sarah? But nope, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna got you. I told you it's Women's Day, so I'm with you. So the angels came. Lot is in there scrambling with his family, and everybody in the house drunk on the floor. So the angels come knock on the door. When the angels come knock on the door, Lot lets him in.
Hmm.
While Lot lets him in, he's gathered. He got his daughters, his wife, and he telling the other family members and things on the floor, y'all get up, let's get ready to go. But they drunk, they've been partying, having a good time. They've been having a good time, and they not getting up and going. They like, man, you going about your business. So Lot hurries up to try to scramble up his family. Well, the mob from around seen the angels come down, and so they went to Lot's door and they start knocking on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Let us in. Let us in. We want to come in and come in. We coming in, or we bring them angels out here. Bring them out here, and let us have our way with them. They wanted to bring them out and beat them, torture them, rape them. Hello. Don't worry about it. I got you. So they want to keep on tell them to come out. They want to rape these men. The men of the city want to rape these angels that just came in, right? So Lot says to him, hey, don't come in here and try to rape these men. You know, I have 2 daughters. You're going to show me how to set up my YouTube so it can work. I don't even know how. I'm gonna get back to you in 1 minute. But he said, no, take my daughters. They haven't been touched. They haven't been touched. And they say, no, we want the men that just came in there. So they never get in. So Lot got his family and they went on. Now, when they was leaving on the chariot, the angel said, don't look back. Don't look back. Just keep going forward. If you look back, you'll turn to a pillar of salt. As they was riding off, they looking forward. The wife turns and looks back. And she turns to a pillar of salt. And a lot of them keep moving forward. Now, Miss Brianna, I'm finna answer the question.
Britannia.
Huh? Britannia. I'm sorry.
Well, go ahead.
I'm finna answer the question. They never mentioned Lot's wife's name. Not one time did they mention her name. Like you said, they called her the idiot. Right? They called her the idiot. And they says, they tell you all the things that she did wrong. They tell you all the things this is the message that I heard today. I'm going to share it with y'all. They tell all the things that Lot's wife did wrong. She was the idiot who turned and looked back when the city's finna catch on fire. But what they don't tell you, for one, they didn't have enough respect for her to give her a name to mention. They just tell you what she did wrong. Then they don't even tell you what she just dealt with. Right? Here we go. So she's in the house when these 2 strangers come knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Let us in. We're coming to save you. This city's finna burn. She's standing here with her husband, the guard, the head of the household, the protector, the provider. This person. This is who we count on. You lead. You're the head. We're the tail. We're gonna follow. They never asked her name. When these angels come in to save them, and the mob come to the door, this man has all the faith in God. All the faith in God. But he never, not one time, but she's thinking, hey, let me get on my knees. What am I going to do? What is my husband going to do? Is he going to pray to God and say, hey, God, please stop these people from banging on this door to come get these angels? This is what she's thinking, right? Please stop these people from banging on the door and save our family. Or maybe he's going to say, hey, you guys got to step outside because I got to protect my family. Or, hey, whatever it got to be, hey, guys, y'all go, whatever it got to be to protect our family, what we have here, whatever that is, this is what she's looking at him to do. But instead of doing that, what he do is he says, hey, I have 2 daughters that me and her made. I have 2 daughters. They ain't never been touched by a man. Take them instead. So you got a whole bunch of men outside ready to rape these men and beat these men that you don't even know, but you offered up your daughters. Now, as a mother, she's looking to the husband and the father of her kids to say, hell no, I'm not about to sin. Y'all got to get up out this house because I got to protect my family. I pray to God every day like Job. I'm gonna protect my family. But
Yeah.
instead, she's looking to the man who's supposed to protect her, say, take our kids. Now, what I heard was he's offering the fruit of her womb. He's offering her kids, her
Hmm.
children, her blood that she carried off to be raped to a whole bunch of men outside to be raped and taken advantage of for some people that you don't even know. And then she has to trust you to get on this chariot and ride off with you, and you telling her don't look back, just look forward. Nigga, look forward at what? How do she trust you? You just offered her kids.
Hmm.
She she was the mother, she was the wife, she was a provider, and y'all didn't even give her a name. Y'all didn't even give her a name. Y'all called her the idiot that looked it back. But what was she looking forward to? Who was she
Hmm.
looking forward to? She can't trust her husband because this fool finna give away her kids.
Yeah.
The man who's supposed to protect and provide is giving away the thing that she carried and created with him for some angels that she don't even know. The focus is God. I get it. The focus is God. But see, this was Women's Day, and this was for women's appreciation. See, everybody want to look past the woman, right? And hey, everybody want to look past the woman and say, look at God. Well, I believe in God, but let's look at this woman at this point in this context, because you got to look at the point of it was how many of us have been abused, how many women been abused or led astray. If you feel like you got somebody that can protect you, that your father, your husband, your brother, your older brother, this is the person that you lean on to protect you. This is the person that you lean on to protect you. And when the funk and the drama and everything comes on heavy, this person offers up the very thing. Hey, he said they preached that sermon way wrong. I don't know if it was wrong. I don't know if it was
Well,
wrong.
well, I think one of the points, and again, I have uh I don't know the story. I heard the grain of salt and all that stuff and all that, but I think and it's interesting because I was talking to somebody about this earlier. Trust trust is the real lesson, I believe, in the focus. Who do you trust and how do you trust? I think trust and somebody was saying or who's more trustworthy? Is it men? Is it women? Are men more trustworthy? Or women more trustworthy? But I think that to your point, what you were saying is that individuals um, look to trust the people that they build their lives with.
Mm-hmm.
And usually in a situation, a woman, especially if you're talking about way back in the day, is considered to be okay with trusting her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons that she may have looked back is because of lack of trust based on his course of action. His course of action to the solution, his solution to the problem was take our children. Now, some people might say that he was trusting God in that moment, but as you said, trusting God could have been praying in that moment for the answer and not trying to come up with an answer himself. So I think that based on the story that you just gave, that
Mm-hmm.
the root of it is trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
And where is that trust placed? Now, as easy as it is to say, well, you just trust God, you still have you it's a gift, right? Everything that you get is a gift. One of those gifts is free will. Well, who you trust is also free will. So when you are talking about trusting God, how you trust individuals around you is a reflection of how you trust God. Are you able to trust these individuals around you? Are you able to make decisions yourself that you will trust and carry out? So I think a big part of that is trust. And to what you were saying, long story short, you were saying that she lost her trust in her husband. Not her trust in God, but her trust in her husband, because she didn't feel like he was following God in that moment, because he chose to do something without going to God for the answer. Is basically what you were saying. He could have went to
Right.
God for the answer, but instead he tried to come up with what he thought was a solution that made her lose trust in him.
Well, I wasn't trying to take the story out of context. What I was doing was give it a different perspective.
A different perspective
Right.
from her point of view.
Right, from her point of view, because
Yes.
we we are gonna trust in God,
Why
and I'm
would
pretty sure.
why would she look back? Is the
Right,
basically what you're
right.
saying.
That she looked back
Y'all
because
saying
she
she
don't.
looked back, she's stupid, she an idiot, she's dumb, she was wrong, she's fucking, she should have did this. But nobody is probably asking the question, well, why would she do that?
Why
What
wouldn't why?
caused her?
Hello.
It's cause and effect. There's cause and effect to everything. Because this happened, this was the effect of what happened. So there was something that may have caused her, whether right or wrong. There was something that may have caused her, even in that situation, to risk looking back. Why would she be so idiotic, as they put it, to look back? Why would she? If she was a God-fearing woman, why would she look back? It could be that she had lost trust in the individual that was presented to her as the person she should trust in the flesh. And I hear what you were saying. So it's just a different way of looking at it, because every story has
Three
a
sides.
person's version, though, but
Hmm.
from their perspective, how they saw this situation. And if you were there, you would have your perspective, but you weren't there.
Right,
So the story can only be told from the perspective of the individuals who were there. But
right.
your point is, who's telling her side of the
Who's
story?
telling her side? Because we get Lot's side, and we get that he was trying to save the city and try to save a many, but from the backbone, from the house, when we look at her, it's like, yo, she turned into a pillar of salt. That's the most memorable line that you know out that.
But what was her story?
But
What
what
was
was
her
her
story?
story? Why didn't
Yeah.
they give her a name? Why we don't get her backstory? That she was the mother, that she was the wife, that she was probably the home provider, whatever she was doing, we didn't get that story. She had to watch these kids. She birthed them. She watched them grow. She taught them whatever was the process going forward in that time for them. She had to watch it and then turn around and watch the father of these kids
A
offer
lot
her
of people,
daughters, offer her daughters up to be raped by a group of men.
a lot of people sometimes feel like women's stories don't matter, right?
That
Especially when you talk about, and that's your point,
that's the point. They feel like
that
women
it's
don't matter. But women,
especially from back in the day.
but the reason I'm saying that because it's Women Appreciation Day. I appreciate the women. I appreciate my mama, my grannies, my aunties, my sister. My sister, no, we rock. My cousin, man, we listen. Y'all know I appreciate women. And women are running. We finna have our first black president,
And who telling
female.
their story, and who
And
telling their story,
right. And
especially
so,
from in the history, who's
right.
telling their story? Men have controlled the narrative.
And
I
that's
mean,
the
I hear what
point.
you're saying.
We
Yeah,
keep
I hear
on
what you're saying.
giving men the praise, and we all gonna pray to God. But who's the real prayer warriors? The women. What's that song that I like this song where I told you about it way back when we first started about the granny going in the prayer closet and saying, "Let me
Oh,
call Jesus." It
yeah,
starts there. So
yeah.
we gotta make sure that our women is getting loved because yeah, we all believe in God and God is a higher power and that's our backbone, that's our lifeline. That's in the spiritual realm, in the energy realm. But who's in the physical? That's protecting our women because if they trust you and then if she trusting you to protect, provide, and love and conquer and do all these things with her, and then you become her captor, you become her ward, and you become her abuser, you become her molester, you become her raper, you become all these things on her, then who does she trust? Escape asks that question. Who do I run to fill this empty space? Right? Because what God
Hmm.
can't do, well, God can do it all, right? But who's going to do it in the physical if it not the person that I thought I could trust? And that's what I
Yeah,
was getting at with that, So
yeah.
that's what
I hear what you were saying. You was just giving a perspective of her story. Who turned? We know the story of,
right.
but we
But
don't
you
know
don't
the
know her
story
name. They
from.
didn't even respect her to give her a name.
Yeah.
We
And you
don't know
feel
nothing
like
about
that's
it.
something that carries in, like it happens. It happens in every day. It happens too often that people may overlook the story from the woman's perspective.
Right. And we got to
And
start. We got to start
or
making
it's always a man trying to tell the woman's story.
right. Even when you put Donald Trump up there right now, look how he talk. He kept on, even when he was addressing Kamala Harris, and I ain't trying to bring politics into it, but even when he was addressing Kamala Harris, he never even addressed her by her. After the end of the debate, she had to walk up to him and say, "How you doing? I'm Kamala Harris." Even this fool kept on calling out Joe Biden, even in her face. Told her
Mm.
that she can be black or what do he call her? He called her pretty much a whore on stage. No respect. No respect. She can be black or sleep her way to the top. Like, dude, you convicted of rape. You just have to pay off a porn star. You do all this, but nobody gonna focus on that. Instead, they just gonna focus on the fact that you just called her. She could be black or she could be sleep her way to the top. Why? But she went to all the college. She went and got the
Mm.
education. She done prosecuted it. She done ran California.
Still gonna say she was a groupie back in the
She could be whatever she wanted to be, but we all was something back in the day. We all started somewhere.
day. Groupie.
Where you hey, that's the thing. You can be wherever you want to be. Just because a person be in the club or kick it, don't mean that they can't change. Because you have people who used to sell drugs that's business owners right now. My favorite rapper, Jay-Z, all he talked about was how I used to be in the street selling this and that. But now you look at a
Yeah,
multi-billionaire. So people
yeah,
change. But that don't mean you don't give them the same respect. The problem is we put more respect on men's name than we do on the women's name. And
yeah,
women's run the world. And I'm
yeah.
just out here trying to make sure that the women in the world that are women, especially our women,
Hmm.
get the respect that they deserve.
Yeah,
You
I,
know what
I
I'm saying?
got the point. I got the point of what you were saying. Whenever you talk about stuff from the Bible too, it is very touchy. It becomes uh, an issue that people can break down either way. But the fact of what you were saying is that you know you want to show some love to women, and that people don't always get to hear the woman's story from the woman's point of view. If she does anything wrong, she's automatically condemned and not given an opportunity to tell the story, just condemned. When a man could do something wrong, but they get the opportunity to right the wrong or like the benefit of the doubt. They're not just only an idiot. They could bounce back from it. And and especially when you're talking about the history of so I hear exactly what you were saying.
Like
Um,
what happened if I go have sex with 100 women right now, I'll
mhm,
come back, P, I just had 100, you gonna say, boy, you're a player.
mhm,
Let a female go out and have sex with 3 dudes.
mhm.
3 dudes. And we find out about it. Man, she a thought, she a bop, she a whore. In the Bible, they called her a Jezebel, right? Because
Oh,
I was just telling what happened.
tech support just told me how we have multiple people on a live stream on YouTube. So we'll have to get. She can tell her to jump in the chat because we already on here. Just tell her
Mm-hmm.
to jump in the chat for now. But we have to, next time we go live. So there's a something that we have to connect the live through in order to do it.
Got
So
you.
I just have tech support told me how to.
She might
I
be on
called
there.
up
I
tech
told her to get
support.
on there. She might be on there. That might be her,
I
right? I don't know.
I told
But
my tech support team to figure it out for me, and they just gave me the instructions.
hey,
But in
listen,
order to
y'all.
do it, I would
We
have to
gonna
log off.
we gonna
I would
start
have to
putting y'all.
log
We gonna
off.
start having these good. Y'all watch. Y'all
So
watch.
we can run our YouTube live, but we have to run it through another system basically in order to add as many guests as we want to.
Hey, it's good. They speaking up makes us look weak. They're speaking up makes us look no. See, this the problem. See, black women. Here's the thing for black women. They get such a horrible. She says she in there, so you just heard it. So here's the thing with black women, right? They get the bad stigma that they angry because the way they speak up, right? Because when they do speak, we start looking. My favorite one right now, Jasmine Crockett, the senator who be on there giving them the business in the politics. She my favorite one right now because she don't care. She gonna say what she gonna say what she say. She gonna stand on what she says. She means what she say. So black women get if they speak up, we gonna say they mean, they angry, they all these things, right? But the reality is they're educated. They're
And have a
educated and
voice.
they speak like they have sense. They say
And
what's on
have a
their mind
voice.
and they don't shy away from it. See, when we don't put the respect on their names is because they already went through a lot of the turmoil. We as black men, we always say, you know how hard it is to be a black man. They always say, you know how hard it is to be a black woman. It's hard to be black in America, period, right? But they get treated as less than. But really, they work the hardest. Most of our nurses is black women, and we look at it like, should you either gonna do hair or be a nurse? But we need nurses, right? But they're educated, they're sophisticated, they're classy, they're the trendsetters. Black women push America. Black women is the engine of America, of the world, period. Right? They set the trend, they do everything, but we don't give them the credit. We don't give them no
Yeah.
credit because, for one, America is an ego based. We're more sexist than racist, right? We care more about making men stand up and opposed to letting a woman, even if she's more qualified, than letting her stand up. And we don't like the opposite color. You're a different melatonin than us, then we don't like you. They don't like us. So for women, I'm just giving y'all love today. We gotta do better. When black women are not angry, they are angry, but black men is angry too. We are angry. They're educated. They speak their mind, and a lot of time they're intimidating. And we confuse intimidation or
With
our
anger.
fears, the fears, with
Yeah.
anger. It ain't that they're angry. They're educated and they know how to speak. They know how to use their words in the system, all their words. They know how to direct them at you like a knife, like a sword, and cut. And we are so sensitive as
Mm.
men. I ain't saying all of us, but we sensitive as men. We are egotistic. So whatever they say can be intimidating. Make us
Yeah.
feel some kind of way. So then what we do, the first thing we do, the first thing we do when we feel threatened, it's childish. We start name calling. Man, fuck that bitch. I ain't fucking with her. Oh, this whole angry. We start doing all this. We start doing all this because this is what we turn to 5-year-olds. We turn to 5-year-olds instead of being
Yeah.
adults. And we
Yeah.
watch Donald Trump do it all the time. Go ahead, Kay. I know you
Yeah.
got something to say.
Oh no. So all I was about to say is that to our guests, unfortunately, we were not able to get them on today, but we will be able to get them on tomorrow because, or the next time that we come on. I can't say tomorrow. The next time that we come on, because we are going to get it all set up. I'm gonna troubleshoot it and do
Yes,
some
ma'am.
practice runs. I'm gonna troubleshoot it and do some practice runs before we even um go live. But they just sent me the message on how to do it, and so we'll have it ready next time so that we can bring the guests in, and it'll still be for everybody that's coming on to see us. It'll still be here. We'll just be able to bring a guest on and still stream live. So we'll just run it through the system we got to run it through. So I'm looking forward to that. I like upgrading. It's gonna be an upgrade.
I was asked a question yesterday. I was asked a thought-provoking question yesterday.
Hmm.
And the question was, do I feel like I've been loved enough?
Hmm.
Do I feel like I've been loved enough? So I'm going to pose that same question. I'm going to answer it. I'm going to pose it in a different way and kind of asking, I guess, do I feel like I've been loved enough in
By
life?
who? Oh.
Period. Good question. By who? From the beginning. From the beginning. Do you feel like you were loved? I said, my answer was, it's a middle child syndrome. The response was, no, you have to take on a lot. Do you feel like you were loved enough?
Mm.
The answer that I'm going to say is, for me, I don't think I've been loved enough. But and here's the other part. I don't think I've been loved enough, but I don't even think I know
What enough
what
is?
love is and
Oh.
what love looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? What does love look like to me? You know what I'm saying? And that's a question that I had to ask myself. What does love look like to you? To me? What does love look like to me? You know what I'm saying? What is my ideology of love? Am I looking for, you know, hugs and pats on the back, attaboys? What does love look like? Somebody to take some of the weight off of me? Um, I always say I feel the most unconditional love from my children, from my youngest son to be exact. You know what I'm saying? I feel, and with him, it showed me what love was to me, what the love that I didn't know that I wanted. Right. So with my youngest son, and I'm using him as an example, he probably would be like, "Why you have to say that?" You know, but with him, he doesn't ask for much. He doesn't like even if I can give, man, you want this? I'm good. You want that? I'm good. And I was on a plane one day. Me and him was on a plane, and I was asleep, and I had been up all day, and I'm laying on a plane. I'm sitting on a plane, but I'm kind of dozing off, you know, trying to sleep. And the flight steward that came by to grab the cups, and you know, I'm so used to not sleeping good because I need to watch. I'm watching, you know, parenting, and I can feel the person coming up because I ain't sleep all the way, but I open up my eyes to start looking and looking around, and I see my son reaching over me and pulling my cups and trash and handing them off to the lady and putting my thing back up so I can sleep. And with my son, I'm using him because this is where I feel the most um, unconditional love for me, to make me even open up and say, "Damn, this is what love feels like. This is what love feels like." Right? Where you get to have somebody who's not looking at you for something. There's somebody that's not looking or doing something for you because they want something in return. So my thing is, the way I guess I'm trying to say it right. The way what I see love as is, I
It's
see love,
selfless.
it's selfless. It's selfless. It's reciprocated. It's giving without it's giving without the expectations of nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I
Right.
got other people that love me too. You know what I'm saying? But me and you, we preach this and we preach it and we preach it and we preach it and we preach it, learning how to receive. And it's hard to say, you know what love is until, for me, again, I speak for me. It's hard to say, you know what love is until you can actually receive it. And I had to learn how to receive that. And it just so happened that my son was the one who taught me how to receive it. With, you know, where I wanted to be a better person in overall life. You know what I'm saying? For what I created. And it came back to me. Now, I got my oldest son, I got my youngest son. I know my oldest son loved me the same way. It's just my youngest son, it hit different. It hit different. You know what I'm saying? I got my brothers, my sisters, and like you know, cousins, like you know when the love's there. But if you're not open to receiving it, and if you don't know how to receive it, and that's one of the problems for me. I've been so closed off to, and a lot of people probably are, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I get closed off where I don't want you to give it to me because if I don't give it back, I don't want you to throw it in my face.
Yeah.
Oh, I did this for you and you ain't give it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be, I don't want to be that person
And
where
debt.
in karmic debt, physical debt, spiritual debt, financial
Yeah.
debt. I don't want to
Emotional
be,
debt.
huh?
Emotional debt.
None of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
None of it. I don't want to have to owe nobody. So for me, I'm not a good receiver, but I'm learning and working on being a better receiver. But the problem is,
Trust.
I've been a people pleaser for so long, right? When you're a people pleaser, when you become a people pleaser, you start pouring off. You start giving what's in your cup, even when it ain't much in your cup, because you want to make sure everybody else got, and at the same time you're sacrificing yourself. You know what I mean? And I found myself sacrificing me.
Mm-hmm.
And in sacrificing me, I wasn't able to receive love.
Mm-hmm.
At least the way that I thought love should look like. Right. So when that question was posed to me, do I feel like I was loved enough? The answer is
You wasn't open
no.
enough to love?
Huh?
You saying you feel like you wasn't open enough to be loved enough? You wasn't open enough to love itself?
I wasn't. And what I did was, instead of opening up to love, I opened up to lust. I would put myself in different situations with different women and hope that they can fill a void. And hope that they can fill a void of emptiness that I felt. But see,
Mm-hmm.
the void was never going to get filled because I didn't know how to receive my own self-love. And that was the problem. I didn't know how to love myself. I'm still learning how to
Mm-hmm.
love myself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still that's the challenge right there. Learning how to love myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where it starts from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Digging in, doing the work, figuring out what it is about me that makes me me and makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole journey that I'm walking on by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Yeah.
but I found it in a lot of women that don't do nothing but give me a whole bunch of soul ties, a whole bunch of vampires, a whole bunch of energy that I don't really want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's all they do. Right. And then I still feel empty. And then you wake up feeling regretful, like, damn, why did I just do that? No value for myself. Didn't give myself no value, didn't give myself no self-respect, wasn't loving my like you don't think about it until it's like, you know, damn, what did I accomplish from all that? All the things that I did back then, what was the value in it? You devalue yourself. So I didn't hold myself with no value, didn't hold myself with no standards. So do I think I got enough love? No. And
Yeah.
I think it's because I didn't love myself enough. That's where the drug use was coming in. That's where the the fornication comes in. That's where the all the things, the self-sabotage. And that's where all this comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Because but the next question is, here's the question. Who's gonna teach you how to love yourself? First, somebody got to show you how to be loved so you can know what love feels like in order for you to love yourself and know how to love yourself. And I don't think I learned that. And I think that put me at a disadvantage. But it opened up the door and the pathway for me to start walking forward. Jesus is there, so I'm always in my prayer closet. I stay in my prayer closet. I stay praying. I stay prayed up.
But
Go in church the other day. In
mm-hmm.
church the other day, they was doing I like to stand back. I'm not really the go up there kind of person. I'm gonna stand back and watch. I like to observe. And
Mm-hmm.
while I'm standing in the church, it's me and my cousin and her son that just got baptized.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin, like, she's big in church. And she's standing there while they're praying. I'm standing up here praying. And I seen her son go up there. And she was walking with him, but she turned back around. And she gonna come and grab me and bring me up there. And I was like, what you doing? Cause she said, hey, listen, it's healing in the building. Come get you some.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, she don't even know. But those little things right there, that's love. When you start
Mm-hmm.
saying, damn, somebody actually want to see you heal you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody actually want to see you heal and don't ask for nothing in return, but go out there and start healing. Those are little steps that you got to take that I'm taking. I can't say what everybody's going to do because you might love yourself way more than how I know I love myself. But
Mm-hmm.
it's the little steps, the little works, because A and B is a long distance apart, but it's the little steps in between that you start learning things and start picking up things and say, this is the part of me that I want to do the work on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the answer to the question is no, but I'm working on it. What you got,
Yeah.
Ho?
Um, you know, people ask questions like that and questions of like deep thought. And your answer was very transparent. And you spoke about a lot of things that a lot of people could probably relate to and say, and male, female, that they may not have known how to love themselves, that they may have struggled understanding what that looks like, that they didn't really know what that looked like until someone, for you it was your son, kind of showed them what that really felt like. And then once their eyes were open to receiving love, they saw that they deserved more of it. Sometimes people can be chasing things and knowing, unknowingly or knowingly chasing things. Some people could be chasing love. They say chasing love in all the wrong places. Some people could unknowingly just be searching for things. But when you say enough, it's actually more questions than that. Like enough to do what? Enough to go where? Enough to become what? What
Mm,
if you what did you need to get out of this love? Because at the end of the day, it's really up to you. It's really up to you. Whatever you want to achieve. So let's say a person says yes.
mm-hmm.
Yes, I was loved enough. Okay, what did they do with it? What
Mm,
did they do with the love? See, when you say you may feel like you were not loved enough, but let me ask what you have done with the love that you received. Did you make the most of it? Are you able to build on it and grow? Well, I'm sure your answer would be from whatever love you feel like you received or didn't receive, did you receive enough to build and grow? And I believe that your answer would be yes. You have something to build and grow on. Enough to have wisdom, and that's the thing I wanted to get to too. When you were speaking, and like people talk and they say God and Jesus, but in addition, most importantly, I was talking about God gives you free will and gives you gifts. One of the biggest gifts that people don't really use often is wisdom.
mm,
People go off knowledge and they confuse the two. They have a know of what love is. Like I know what love is. They know what hate is. They know what God is. They know, they have an idea. But knowledge of something doesn't mean that you're putting it into practice. That's wisdom. So you can have knowledge of something, an idea of what love is. You can have knowledge of what pain is and what love is. You can know the difference. But is a person wise enough to receive it? Is a person wise enough to put these things into action? Is a person wise enough to have self love? So, what you're talking about really is wisdom. When you grow for the better and put things into action, that's wisdom. Don't just stay stuck with knowledge alone. And that's what a lot of people do. They fall short because they say, here's a perfect example. People will say, I know what to do, I just don't.
right,
You'll say, why don't you get in shape? Well, I know I could get in shape if I wanted to. I know what
right.
to do. I just don't. Well, that's not very wise at all. You mean to tell me you have the knowledge to do something to improve your life? You have the knowledge of what being loved enough could do for you? You have the knowledge of what you can do to improve yourself, but you choose not. So a lot of people are confusing knowledge with wisdom and living with knowledge alone and not putting it into practice. When you give it action and put it into practice, that's just wisdom. So you're right now, what you were speaking about is also growing into your wisdom.
Hey, ain't that what Solomon asked for in the Bible? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And God said, "That's all you want." And He said, "Yeah, then just give me that." And then God said, "Well, I'm gonna give you everything. I'm gonna give you all the other things that you didn't ask for." You know,
Yeah,
the best teacher in life is experience, right? But when that question came to me, that question, it was like, damn, because it forced me to start thinking. Then you gotta once you start thinking and you start going back to the roots of the problem is we start looking at surface level problems and we don't really want to do the work and start getting in the into as I start getting into the dirt. We got to start digging because the healing don't start. The healing at the top is just We deal with problems every day. The problem is we take all the bad memories and the bad parts of our life, and we try to bury them down beneath the surface level, and then we start trying to build our foundation in our life on top of that. The problem is we building on things that's not stable. We building on top of turbulence. We building on top of turmoil. And what happens when you got too much turbulence and turmoil or whatever you want motion underground? We get an earthquake. So that's what's happening inside our souls, inside our bodies. It starts shaking, right? Wisdom is more valuable. Wisdom is more valuable than silver
And
and gold.
go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Right.
Wisdom is I love wisdom. We talking about love. Well, I love wisdom. You know what I mean? I wanna put wisdom into practice every chance that I get. And so um yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Hold
Got
on.
it.
Now, one of the things that since for my first episode is like I was talking about how people like to look at the leaves and the
Mm-hmm.
stems. And the problem is, so the solution is always in the problem, but the problem is being courageous enough, truthful enough, honest enough with yourself in the situation to actually identify what the real root of the problem is. There's a fear that prevents most people, or there's a comfortable way of living that prevents people from really wanting to figure out what the real root of the problem is. And a lot of situations, they and there's a distraction. They get distracted by the leaves and the stems that stem from the root of the problem, that grow from the problem. But if you're wise enough and courageous enough to actually identify what the root of the problem is, you just unlock the solution. Identifying the real root of the problem is the solution. So for you, you said the root of the problem was that you were you figured out you were not a good receiver. And
Right.
that's why you would have the answer of no, you don't feel like you received enough love because you had to learn how to love yourself and be a good receiver. And as you worked on that, now you feel more open to receiving love from those individuals who you receive love from, right? And so that is being able to identify the root of a problem as opposed to saying, no, I wasn't loved enough because I grew up in these areas. That's a symptom. You understand what I'm saying? No, I wasn't loved enough because my dad wasn't there. That's a symptom. You understand? So looking at uh these getting confused with the leaves and the stems as opposed to going to the root of the problem is oftentimes where people they stop there and they don't go to the root of the problem. But that's exactly what the answer is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd rather sit in fire. What they say about that frog? You ever heard what they say about that frog? If you put a frog in some hot water, he gonna jump out. But if you
Hmm.
put him in some cold water and turn up the heat, and he gonna boil it, he gonna boil alive. A lot of us do that, right? We don't address the issues that we know are issues. Instead, we
Your
look.
shirt is ironic. The shirt that you have on, been wanting to say that for a long time. The
Yeah,
meaning of your shirt that you're wearing right now actually fits where this conversation is
yeah,
going. When you say, I'm fine, everything is fine. But if you
but
look at the depiction, the eyes, the facial expression, the posture, and they literally is
yeah,
on fire.
and sitting in fire, sitting in fire.
Yeah,
This is how a lot of us go through life every day. We sit in
yeah.
fire. That's why what I tell you the other day, man. Smiles, man. Smiles, man. Spread them like STDs, man. You know, smile today. You know,
STD.
hey, for real, man. Because look, we gotta spread these smiles because we don't know what people going through. We don't know where a person at. My cousin' favorite word that she say, she always say this: "Gotta meet you where you are. Gotta meet you where you are." Right.
Yeah, somebody
So,
just said that in the chat.
yep.
Somebody just said that,
Look,
but
say
yeah,
God meet you halfway. Gotta meet you where you are. Right.
yeah.
So when you don't know where a person is in their life. So you don't know how much work a person has done or what work they're doing, right? Because we all on
Hmm.
our own journeys, whether it's spiritual or whatever journey or path you on, we all going through that. But how many of us are doing the work and getting in there and saying, "Damn, why why don't we feel enough? Why don't we feel enough? Why don't we feel like we're enough? That's a bit that for me, that's always been one of my things. Do I feel like I'm enough? Right? And people can tell you all day, man, you're this, you're that, you're awesome, you're great, you're great. And that may be true. But if I don't believe it for me, then it's not so. Right?
You know what?
What? Go for it.
Do you know that there's an issue? Okay, so there's an issue of people feeling like they may not be enough, right? Do you know that there's an issue for people feeling like they might be too much?
Some people too much.
People might feel like they're too much at times. So when we speak to people, we got to cover all bases, right? So yeah, there are individuals who might feel like they may not have been enough and they have to learn what that looks like. And it's individuals who might have felt like they was too much and they have to understand that you never water yourself down is what I'm getting to. You never water yourself down for
Right.
to make somebody else feel like more. You never water yourself down to fit in. You never water yourself down to try to make a situation more comfortable. You never water yourself down because you're standing out. I think a lot of people are taught to conform. And no, I don't think. I know a lot of people conform. And they conform because it's the norm. They conform to be the norm. So it's okay to stand out. It's okay to stand up and be you. And it's okay not to give a fuck how people feel about it. It's okay to be strong enough to be yourself unapologetically. And you never have to conform to what everybody else is comfortable with just to be comfortable. Because at the root of the word conformity is comfort. So you never have to make other people comfortable with themselves. Like, for instance, this is just off the top of my head, right? By the way, did we cover the subject that you wanted to talk about today? Was this it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But this is just off the top of my head. Like, I don't drink, right?
Right.
But I used to and all that shit, but I don't drink. But when somebody be like, they be talking about alcohol or something, they be like, hey, hey, we should go have a drink. And I'll
That we
be
not
like,
enough.
I'll say, oh, I don't drink. They immediately, because of their weakness, feel like they're being judged. So a lot of times, people, when you're being you, just being you, people feel like they're being judged when you are honestly being you. So this is where like peer pressure and all that comes in because a lot of people they feel then themselves are judged. If you don't do what look like, act like, support what the majority of people do, they'll turn the judgment on you because they feel judged for conforming. So they feel like you not conforming is passing judgment on them. So then they'll try to get you in some kind of way to feel like you are. They'll say something like this, like I'll be like, I don't drink, and they'll say, oh well, everybody has a drink. You're supposed to have a glass of wine a day, and who doesn't drink? So they're immediately passing judgment on me when I could give a fuck less that they drink. Matter of fact, I'll pour your alcohol for you. Have a great time. It doesn't matter to me. But for some reason, the choice of what I do matters to them because really themselves they feel like they have conformed in their subconscious but they're too weak to go without. But I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm just talking about me, and I'm okay with me. If I did drink, I would be okay with that too. So I just use that as a example.
Because I'm peer
But
pressure. Because I'm gonna give you a drink. I'm gonna keep on offering you.
and you can offer me a million times, and
I'm
guess what
gonna
I'm gonna do?
keep
And
on
guess what
saying,
I'm gonna
yeah.
do? I'm gonna say, keep the party going.
Don't worry about it.
Keep the party going. Hey,
I'm asking.
keep the
I'm
party
asking you if you
going.
want some water.
That's
And
what's
you're
up.
gonna realize the water tastes like gin.
That's why I always keep my own. That's why I always keep my own. That's why I
Peer
always keep my
peer
own.
pressure, brother.
That's why I
Nobody
always
wants
keep
to
my
drink
own.
alone.
Yeah. So, but so it goes. I'm just saying, like it goes both ways. Don't ever feel like you have to water yourself down. No pun intended. You have to water yourself down because uh because of what most people might be perceived of doing,
Sneak
and
attack.
don't and then, and don't also and also don't drink nothing that somebody hands you that you ain't poured your motherfucking self.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna pour the. I'm gonna pour
That
it.
ain't
Look
got
like
a
it's in a water bottle.
that don't got a sealed lid on it.
Hey, they say people make us feel like we're not enough too much, and that's privilege. Say we are seeing that more and more with black people today, especially when you're different, that they make us feel like we're not enough. They don't never want us to feel like we're enough. They
Don't give the power to people to dictate how you feel about yourself. That would be a weakness. Nobody should have the power to dictate how you feel about yourself. That would be a weakness. Not a culture, not a society, not an individual, not a group of people, not 1,000 people. You alone should be. This one I'll be talking about being the most mentally powerful person in the room. This is an example of what I mean.
But where you learn that from though? Where we grow
Where did
up
I
even
learn
as
what? Where did
kids.
I learn what? Where did I learn what?
No, I'm finna because even as kids we grow up like what's that riddle that they tell us? Sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you.
Hmm.
But I know for me, I used to clown people all the time. I was a joker. I'm gonna talk about
Hmm.
black people. How and where do you learn to just say, you know what, skip it, screw it. I don't care what y'all think about me. That's a practice. That's an art that you have to master because we all look. I look
It's a
every
best
time. Here you
practice.
go. Here you
It's a
go.
best practice. You
It
are
is.
absolutely correct.
It is. It is. It's a practice, but we do care. We do care. You know what I'm saying? We do care what people think about us. If we didn't, we wouldn't dress the way we dress. We wouldn't carry ourselves or buy the cars or do the things that we do because we care. But how do you how do you deviate from caring? How do you say, look, it don't matter. I'm not gonna care no more what somebody say about me. And then somebody come up and be like, hey, you fat as hell and look like a dog, but if you look like a dog, but you're gonna feel some kind of way. Right? If somebody come up and say, hey P, you look like the inside of a booty hole.
Hmm.
You see how you looking right now?
It would. It would. You
Right,
know. You
right.
know. I. The person. The person is
Inside
inferior
a
to
booty
you.
hole.
The person. A person that is inferior to you can say whatever they want to say. Put it like this, because that can sound like what a person that's inferior to you. Okay, if you most people first and foremost, first and foremost, most people, and I said this before, don't walk in a purpose. So that alone right there is the majority of the population. They get up day to day, do whatever they must do to survive, but most people struggle with knowing what their purpose is and walking in a purpose in life. So first and foremost, if you're a person that's walking in your purpose, you should never let a person that has no purpose take your purpose away. That's first and foremost. Also, majority, even outside on the path to finding and walking in your purpose, before on your way there, learning, and that's why I always talk about best practices. That's why I was smiling because most people are not in the practice of best practices. So if you are a person in the practice of best practices, meaning you are a person who is aware of bettering yourself, you find joy in self-improvement, self-reflection, and you look at areas from the past where you can improve and you work on those things one thing at a time. Most people don't do that. So,
Mm.
since most people don't do that, if someone comes to say something derogatory towards you, if somebody tries to say something hurtful to you, if somebody tries to, who the fuck are they? They are not even the best practice for themselves. Of course, that's what they gonna say. You have pity for them, nothing else. They don't deserve anything from you. You pity where they are in life and keep on moving because you recognize that's most people. Most people are not in the practice of best practices for themselves. Most people are not walking in a purpose. Why should you ever let a person who's not even working on themselves tear you down? that would be a weakness that you would need to focus on and improve.
So that's lack of self-love.
That is for sure self-love.
That's lack of
That is
self-love.
self-love. That is self-respect. That is self-reflection. That is
Mm,
self-accountability. That
mm,
is self-discipline.
mm.
That is all those things. Self-discipline is a motherfucker.
All of
Being
it was.
self-disciplined, all of it is. But being self-disciplined is something that a lot of people struggle with as well. Being self-motivated.
That
So
right there, self-motivation, that is a whole. You know, when they ask you on that job application or when they do the interviews,
like
what
in
do
a
it take for you
team,
to get
are you
motivated?
self-motivated? Yeah.
Yeah, that say the tearing down starts as a child. Then as we grown, we believe what was said. Then as we get older, we have to heal and evolve from everything. Absolutely,
Right there, the
absolutely.
child.
Everything starts as a child. Everything starts. It the best practices are really taught as kids, as from childhood. The problem is the older we get, we start letting the bad practices overtake the best practices. And then as we become older and wiser and more in tune with who we are, in tune with our star players, when we start becoming in tune with our star players, we start realizing that it's too much baggage, it's too much extra that's attached to us, and we start trying to peel it off, like we say, peel it off, and then we start trying to implement these best practices.
Hmm.
What we're doing
Hopefully.
nowadays is therapy, right? Therapy for the soul. What we're
Hmm.
doing now is, like P said this, P always say this, but if y'all watch from the beginning, one of his favorite things is get you a list, write down your positives, and write
Hmm.
down your negatives. 10 negatives,
Hmm.
10 positives.
Hmm.
Don't focus on the negatives.
Hmm.
Pick one on the positives. Pick one
Hmm. Hmm.
and focus on that.
Hmm.
Get you 30 days of that. For 30 days,
Hmm.
I'm just gonna focus on this
Hmm.
one positive aspect that I want to work on, this best
Hmm.
practice that I'm going to work on, because it only takes 21 days to make a habit and 21
Hmm.
days to break a habit. So if you give
Hmm.
yourself 30, you already
Hmm.
overachieved, but you
Hmm.
already made a muscle memory to
Hmm.
keep this best practice. And on that 30th day or that first day of the new month, you start another one
Hmm.
because the other one is already muscle memory. So as long
Hmm.
as we can start focusing on the positives
Hmm.
perspective, right? We can focus on our positives, what we have going on, then we can start
Hmm.
taking off some of this baggage
Hmm.
without feeling like we just throwing everything off. Because here's the thing, if you jump into the ocean and go down as far as you can't just come
Hmm.
right back up out the water.
Nah, it's a process. You got to
Yeah, you
wait and work and wait and work and go. It's levels. It's
it's
levels.
levels. And we got to do that the way, and that's our spirits, man. When we coming from down here, we
Mm-hmm.
can't just jump out and say, yeah, I'm healed. I done got everything off of me. No, you got to
Mm-hmm.
start
Mm-hmm.
looking like a little fish up in there or something, and come up
And start
slowly,
leveling up. Yeah, level up.
and know your value, know your worth, know that it's gonna take time, know that you ain't rushing for ain't no need to rush for nobody, because when you die, your life is over. And the people gonna forget you just as quick as they don't talk to you now. They're gonna forget about you when you die. So quit trying to spend so much time pleasing them. So take your time, do your work at your pace, at your speed, and work on what you feel you need to work on, because can't nobody say, hey, you need to fix this about yourself. Well, I don't think there's nothing wrong with me there.
Mm-hmm.
Here is where I need to focus my attention on, because only you can prevent forest fires. Where did that
Yeah,
come from?
only you. Yeah, only you can do the work if you care to do so. And that's what I meant. That was my answer. I gave a strong answer, but that was my answer to that. Basically, saying that people give too much power to individuals who are not putting effort into themselves in areas where you can put effort in. Most people are not in the practice of best practices. Like I said, most people are not in the practice of self improvement. Most people are not in the practice of walking in their purpose. And so you have to know that most people just follow a certain norm because they conform. And that's just what it is. Most people are comfortable. Most people aim for comfort. Like if you ask most people, they say they just want to be comfortable.
Right.
I just want to be comfortable.
Right.
And that sounds great. But comfort can also mean no growth. Comfort can also mean being stagnant. Comfort can also mean holding a person holding themselves back from not walking in a purpose. Comfortable can also mean accepting defeat, being weak, because they don't want to be challenged in an area where they could grow.
Mm.
Being challenged appropriately in the right areas is how you grow. But you grow by challenging yourself until you master that challenge and that becomes comfortable. That's leveling up. But if something is challenging you in a way that could help you grow, and a person says that makes me uncomfortable because my comfort zone is right here, they're choosing to stay here. And
Mm.
most people choose to do just that. They don't want to challenge themselves to improve a bad habit. That's why people will say, going back to what I said before, I know what to do, I just don't, because they're comfortable being lazy. They comfortable being lazy. They comfortable not doing. They comfortable not achieving. They comfortable not striving. They comfortable not self-reflecting. They comfortable not pushing themselves. They're comfortable just accepting. But when they challenge themselves, they get out that comfort zone, and then they can grow.
But they say
So they
opportunity
can grow to
and
another
chaos.
level.
Huh?
You said what now?
They say opportunity comes in chaos. Right? That's where the
Yeah,
opportunity comes from. But nobody
yeah,
wants to hold themselves accountable. Nobody wants to, just like you
yeah,
said, they want to be stagnant. People get comfortable in where they at and feel like this is all I need in life.
yeah.
But
And that's cool
why?
if that's what they want to
Yeah,
settle for.
but
But
why
you don't
though?
have to be cool with that. But why?
But why though? Why would you?
Just
Why?
like the woman on the back of the chariot, what was her why? Well, what is the why for all these other people that's turning into salt looking back? What is they why?
Hello. What's the
What is
why?
their story? What is they why?
Ooh, that was a good question. What is they why? Why? Why would you let yourself? Why would you allow yourself to put a ceiling on your potential?
Or
Why would
turning
you
into salt?
and turn it to what's the where they put the flies in a jar and they put the
Mm-hmm.
lid on it and the flies kept on
Mm-hmm.
flying up and bumping their head
Mm-hmm.
and then they took the top off the jar and then the flies wouldn't fly up there, fly up right to where the lid was and then
Mm-hmm.
go back down because they got scared
Mm-hmm.
to see their potential. They got scared to see
Mm-hmm.
the world, even though it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't no lid no more.
Yeah.
There's no more lids. There's no more
Yeah.
lids. But a lot of us, we get comfortable right where we are and say, hey, I'm good right here. I don't want to go up high. You ever heard somebody say, I don't want to be the manager. I don't want all that responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this because I don't want the responsibility. Why are you limiting yourself? Because that extra little bit, you may got that responsibility may be
Fear,
fear. Because you know what it is you don't want the other people to start
doubt.
judging you. You want to be friends. You
Yeah.
want to be
Fear,
friends with
doubt.
people. Listen, friends and growth, they that ain't it. I'm sorry. You gonna have your friends, but the real people, and then we are real people, but the people who out here trying to get something, the people who out here trying to motivate themselves, the people that the self-motivator, the self-starters, the ones with the drive, they not out here looking for friends. They out here looking for ways and opportunities. They creating them. When
Mm-hmm.
God closes one door, we always look at the door that he closed, and people gonna give you this. When God closes one door, he opens up another. No, when God closes the door, he knocks down walls and buildings and tell you to keep on marching forward. So we
Yeah.
just gotta, but people get stuck thinking that they only in this wall. You can go wherever you want. You can manifest whatever you want. You can have and be whatever you want. But we keep getting scared to reach our full potential. We
Indeed.
rather stay down here with the pigeons than soar with the eagles because we scared of heights.
They. They rather.
They,
They scared. They.
hello,
Not you.
hello,
Not me. Not the
not
people
me
that's
either.
listening. Yeah. I said not you. Not me. Not
Yeah,
the people that's listening. They. We
and we're
talking
not
about the
gonna let
mother folk.
them infect
Yeah.
us,
Yeah,
right?
we talking about the
Or
mother folks. They
affect
ain't talking
us.
about us. Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Um, somebody says sometimes they have not experienced anything better, product of their environment. Yes, but people are only a product of their environment until they become a product of their best thoughts put into action. And the tricky part with that is that has most people have put themselves, what if their best What if they're putting their best thoughts into action is what they have been doing because they only think on a certain level. But a person is only a product of their environment until they become a product of their best thoughts put into action. And this is why best practices are so important, because you learn to put wisdom into action and make wise decisions. And as you do that, you can break away from some of the things that were cultivated in an environment, no matter what, how bad or good that environment was, whatever that environment looked like. But most people become comfortable with the environment because it's all they knew. And they don't want to, like, I remember, like, when I'm in, we in the Bay, right? And I remember, like, I would go to certain parts of the Bay coming from the real Bay. You know what I'm talking about? Coming
Mm-hmm.
from, Oakland, Richmond,
Mm-hmm.
that area, San Francisco, and you go to, it's the Bay Area, but it's the other parts of the Bay. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, oh, I'm finna go over here. And my cousins and my partners be like, "Why I ain't going over there? All them goddamn, boy, you tripping?
Right.
Boy, I ain't going to them stores over there, boy. You
Right.
tripping? You product of the environment. You understand? Even in Oakland, you got the Safeway up there on 35th at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like you finna go to Skyline,
Right.
I'm about to go to the Safeway up here. Man, I'm not going to that Safeway up there, boy. You tripping? You know what I mean? Because product of the environment. You understand what I'm saying? The
Right.
walls, the jar, the lid, the ceiling, and it makes them uncomfortable. They feel like people looking at them a certain way. They feel like people. You know what? When you step into a room, people could be looking at you a certain way, but it could be because you stand out. When you walk in a room, you command attention, and people can't help but look. But who gives a fuck? Let them look. They in awe. They supposed to look when they see a guy walking through. They
Mm.
supposed to look when they see a king walk through. What
Mm.
else is they supposed to do? They ain't never seen it like this before. They can feel your aura, even sometimes when a person can't recognize their true aura themselves.
Mm.
People that's complete strangers see your aura. When you walk into a building, that's why they stop and stare. Not because something is wrong with you, because something is great with you. And they see it and they feel it. So I know that. I walk in the room, yeah, that's cool. It doesn't affect me either way. So a person is a product of their environment until they become a product of their best thinking.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something happened today, P. Somebody told me before that I reach people every day, but I look for people to be in a closed environment to speak with them. And I heard what they said, and I was like, that's interesting. It was a different thought. So today, when I was sitting in my truck today, I was at church, and I was listening to the sermon, which is where I got my message from today. And when I was listening to it, I'm listening to it. I'm listening to it for me. I didn't know nobody can hear it, but when it got done, the guy walked up. One of the movers, he walked up to me. He said, "Man, what church is you at right now?" And I told him the church and things like that. And I said, "I didn't even know you can hear that." He said, "Yeah, man, we back there. We all back there. Like we needed that today." Now, mind you, I didn't even know they can hear it, but they all
Yeah,
listened to it. So after the service was over, I got out and I went back there and I started talking to him. Now I got in the back of my truck and I started cleaning out my truck. I
yeah,
started cleaning out my truck. And when I did that, I was telling them about Lot and Job and Solomon.
yeah,
It sounds crazy. This was my own personal thing. I'm standing up there and I'm talking to them, and they're standing down, not standing down, but I'm higher than them. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the top of my truck
yeah,
and they lower. But I'm talking to them, but their eyes is locked on me while I'm
yeah,
explaining certain things to them. And
yeah.
they locked in on me. And I had an
Full
epiphany,
attention.
huh?
Yeah. They paying
Right.
full attention. Yeah.
Right. But I had like an outer body experience kind of like I said, epiphany. I seen me where I wanted to be. I
Mm-hmm.
seen walking in your purpose.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I seen me. And I
Mm-hmm.
had to step outside and it was like I was down there with them looking up at me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, that's me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? This is
While you were still talking.
why I was still talking.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't necessarily say that I would have recognized it had this person not said something to me prior and triggered something in my brain. That's why you got to be careful on who you listen to. You got to be careful on what you receive and what you don't. But that stuck with me. And when I seen it, I said, yo, I know what I want to do. I know what me and you do right here. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
What I did today was what I want to do. My truck, it brings me to the people. My
It brings
God,
the people to you.
and it brings my God brings the message to them. And I just speak. I let him speak to me and speak through me so I can be a blessing to others the way he's a blessing to me. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen it today, bro, it made me feel very good. Like, oh, it gave me that little, oh, that was dope right there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For sure. You know what I say before every episode that we come on?
What's that?
That God speak through us.
Hello.
Right before the episode starts. So
that's my favorite.
I hear you.
That's my favorite. It felt good. Hey, but where we at? Walking in purpose. Hey, man, listen. I'm trying to get there, man. Working my
and
way.
You said that from day one. You said that from day one. Our first episode. People go back and watch it. You said, "P, this is what I want to do." So I'm glad that we doing it because you was talking about TED Talk and all that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you said that from the first episode. Well, I can't even say the first. Yeah.
I still want, man. You know, hey,
that wasn't our first episode, by the way. We started this years and years and years ago. So
yeah, but we more consistent with it now. We more wise now.
Yeah,
we got more knowledge, more life experiences than tapped in and got us. Your gift will make room for you, man. Listen, I give it to God. I'll just let God order my steps, and I just follow what He telling me to do. Where when God send me something, somebody asked me this one day, huh?
No, go ahead.
Somebody asked me. I told you I go in my closet and I talk to God all the time.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, do I listen for His response? And when I'm laying there, I had to think like, do I? You know what I'm saying? Do I? And how do you know when it's God talking to you? How do you know when He's talking back? So one thing that I always ask is make it clear for me. Make it clear so that I understand. If you're going to come to me in my sleep, make it clear that I understand. But then I had to think, even after I pray, sometimes I just sit there in silence and hear what I hear or see what I see or whatever it's going to be. I sit there and I just sit there. And I don't go to God on like I'm in church every day. I talk to God the way I talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I go to God as me because it ain't no need for me to be fake with God and go in there and start acting like somebody different when I get in my closet. When I go in there and talk to God, I'm talking to God the same way I talk to everybody else. God, what's up? This is me. How you doing today? You know what I'm saying? And that this is who I am. And this is how I speak. So I get in there and sometimes I just sit there and just be like, man. Sometimes I be forgetting I'm talking to God. I ain't gonna. Sometimes I be forgetting I'm talking to him. We just be having a whole conversation. God put it on your heart when speak to you. Yeah, God always talking to me. I'm an emotional person, man. I'm emotional. I'm overthinking, anxious. I'm a whole ball of everything. But
it's like chess too, and also intuition. And you was talking about how you've been loved enough. Well, is that voice that you're talking about, God's voice, is it loud enough? Right? Because it be there, but what happens is a lot of the other noises and distractions, which is why they call distractions, they're louder. So people usually follow the noise, like the loudest stuff gets their attention, right? So learning, and that's your conscious and subconscious, right? But learning to be more in tune with your subconscious and listen to making that intuition, that voice loud enough for you to hear it and act on it accordingly is power, is wisdom. And so you have to, as if the voice is very low, that's loud enough because it exists, it's there. But that lowness, however low it might be, has to be loud enough for you to put it into action, to respect it, to hear it, and utilize it. So a lot of times, people will be like, "Man, I knew I should have did this. Man, I knew I should have did that." Like you talk about all the time, hindsight. But it was because that voice was already there, but it didn't slap them in the face. They went another direction, even though the voice was always there saying, "This is it." So it's not always immediate, right? People want it immediately. You could be praying on something in the beginning of the day, and it could come at the end of the day. And this is how you know, because it's like chess. It'll be like a great chess move. It's gonna be better than you could eat. Like, man, that was the benefits that the course of action will lead to an effect that's so great that you go be very pleased and happy with the outcome. You're not going to feel any type of regret from the outcome. Even if it took, even if it was difficult to be studious enough, even if it was difficult to sit still, even if it was difficult to be wise enough to wait, patient, you know, um, to wait for this thing to come. Even, even so, a lot of times people will say, people will say, like, like you talk about this, the microwave living and all that, right? So
Right.
people will be like, they want it right then and there. Instant gratification, instant gratitude, instant pleasure, instant joy. But a lot of times those things come with the after effect is not so good. Motherfuckers might party, have a great time, be drunk, but then they got the bubble guts at the people house when they gotta go move.
That's
They
what we gonna do?
got
That's what we gonna do? Hey man, I had a good
nah,
time
but
yesterday, man.
but motherfuckers might have a great time, get drunk, wake up, and be hungover. But they had a great time in the moment, right? It felt good in the moment, but the after effect of it is not always from the instant gratification. I want to say it clearly. From the instant gratification, it's not always good on the back end. But things that are challenging up front, we was talking about challenges a second ago. Things that are challenging up front, like training, exercising, or best practices that are challenging up front, on the back end, they way more rewarding. They're way more honorable. But people be like, I don't feel like doing this work. Why I gotta, how long it's gonna take? Bitch, it's gonna take a lifetime. How long it's gonna take for me to improve myself?
Yeah,
How
see,
long it's gonna
you
take for me
rapping
to
me
get from
out.
here to there?
You out here telling. You out here telling.
But so it's interesting when you think about it like that. Like the things that people will say, "Oh, that's too long, that's too hard, I don't want to do that." When the people who do that type of work on the back end, they get all the benefits. Like when we talk about reaping what you sow, right? And a lot of times the things that come with instant gratification can often lead to stuff that comes with side effects. The side effect of these challenges that are good for you, the side effect of it is great. The side effect of the things that bring that instant gratification, the side effect is terrible.
Hmm.
But up front, people will say, because this is so challenging, I got to put the work in, it's terrible. But what seems terrible up front and challenging up front is rewarding on the back end. The rewards are endless, they're great. But the things that seem quick and easy, cheap, take a shortcut, whatever, they tend to have a lot more, be a lot more challenging on the back end and less rewarding. So, um, you know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
long you want to keep these people on here?
Man, we finna ride right now because we're gonna get back on Wednesday.
Hey man, first and foremost, man, yeah. Why you say Wednesday like that? Yeah.
Wednesday.
why you say Wednesday like that?
Hey, cause look, I'm gonna try.
No. See, that's that bull. And
No,
you
no.
got
Hey, I said Wednesday.
nah.
You should
Y'all
have just let
hold
it
him
ride
to
when I
it.
said
Y'all
Wednesday.
because I ain't letting the bullshit ride. Nah,
You
y'all
should have
hold
let
him
it
to
ride when
it.
I said Wednesday. I
Nah, because
said
I heard
Wednesday.
I was finna say yeah. See, I was about to say some whole other stuff. I was about to talk about something prolific, and then I heard how you said Wednesday. Nah, y'all stay on his head. Y'all stay on his head. Let him
What you was
know
finna say,
that he could be
prolific?
back on Wednesday. I
What
don't
you was
know.
finna say?
I don't know.
Nah, look, man, look. Hey, we did Thursday. We did Thursday. We did Wednesday. We didn't do Sunday. We did Wednesday and the Raiders game play today, and I still came on. So look, and we lost, and I'm
They didn't
disappointed.
win. They didn't win. You said last Sunday you didn't come on because they won. So basically, if the Raiders would have won today, we wouldn't be on.
No, we got on. I knew I was getting on today. I
They
talked to you
lost.
yesterday. We're gonna be on Wednesday. Wednesday, we're gonna have a special guest. Wednesday, we're gonna have
Yes,
a special guest.
yes, we will
And
have our first special guest, and I'm gonna make sure it's all set up and ready to go.
and I got a joke for y'all. What kind of witch likes to kick it on the beach? A sandwich.
This-
Let that sit in, nigga.
yeah, that was a great one. I don't know how you do it. I
He
don't
said
know
you
how
can
you
get
do
high, but you gotta come down.
it. Man, get your ass off.
See? He got it. Sandwich. See? Hello. That was a good one. What you talking about, man? Hello.
Oh, I think I was about to say thank you, was what I was about to say. Actually, it wasn't unprolific. I made that part up. I was just about to say thank you. I don't know if you was watching the chat, but we consistently had the most, the most people that we had consistently ride with us the whole time through this whole live episode. So I was just about to say, appreciate y'all for rocking with us, and tell a friend to tell a friend to
Man, we're gonna
tune
keep
in
going up.
because yeah,
Listen, we're gonna get more of y'all guests. We're gonna get guests because we want to hear y'all opinions, man. It's me and P, just me and P. We can only give y'all from our point of view, how we feel. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give y'all our best renditions of whatever life tackled us with. But y'all go through life things too. And whatever we doing, and y'all can come and be a part of that. Because guess what? Somebody haven't heard y'all story or haven't heard y'all testimony, right? Because in order for you to have a testimony, you have to go through some tests. And somebody gonna go through something that you went through at some point. And if you can give a little bit of a cheat sheet to somebody and help somebody go through something that's going through something with something, even if they don't take the advice, but if you can just give them a little bit and say, hey, try this. Try this. Even if you can do it, man,
thank you.
that's what we're trying to do, man. That's the goal. That's the goal here. Self-love, self-care, man, best practices, and loving yourself. We raising our inner child, we raising our teenagers, and we raising our grown-up selves and the ones around us. Man, we're gonna spread this. It take a community and a village to raise. In order for us to create some change or to have change, we got to change it. We are the pioneers of the next wave. So
Yeah.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and my
That was
little
deep.
brother KC, man, I brought my little brother along a long way, man. You know, when he was my little brother, man, you know, he was
This nigga Beard got more gray hairs than Morgan Freeman, and he over here talking about me. This nigga, right?
oh,
Can't win.
oh, oh, man. Oh man. Oh man. Anyway, man, we appreciate y'all, man. And you know, we gonna hold KC. Um
You see what that say? That I know
right.
you fucking lying face. Fuck out of here.
You know, man, he was just a young, wild little running around crazy, man. I said, come here, man. Come here, man. What you doing, man? Come here, man. Come here, man. Come here, man. Knucklehead. Come here, man. He was like, what? What I do? He was like, all right, big bro. All right, big bro.
This nigga
All
right
right,
here.
big bro. I got you, big bro.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, y'all.
Nah,
Man, we appreciate y'all for coming on
appreciate
and
y'all
tuning in with us
for
tonight,
sure.
man. We're going to see y'all
Most
Wednesday.
definitely. But now, see, that sound way better than
Wednesday.
Nah, that ain't gonna
Jinx,
cut
nigga,
it.
you owe me a Coca-Cola.
And then also make sure that y'all hold him accountable. Y'all make sure y'all hold him accountable for them days. Don't let him slip up. We're gonna hold you
Wednesday.
accountable.
I'll be here
Wednesday it is.
Wednesday. Same place, same bat place, same bat channel, same bat time. I think I said that right.
Nah,
Anyway,
you
y'all.
didn't, but it's all good. We know what you meant. All right, y'all. We out. And thank you for tuning in to another live episode of No Cap, the knowledge and wisdom of Casey and Parrish, brought to you raw and uncut. That was another episode. We appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Y'all have a good one.